have a very exciting surprise for you.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon. Okay, ready? Here we go. Do you like that? I'm Pikachu. Pikachu! This is Mary's onesie. So.
You look so good. Wait, I gotta see the hood. I can't see it.
I know, I'm like sitting. There it is.
Oh my god. Sit, wait,
It's
do
really
that.
comfy.
Put your head down. Put your head down. Okay.
Did you take a picture?
No, I'm gonna send it to you. You can't see your face. It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
Oh my god. Wait, I actually have another surprise for you.
Is it in the mail? Do I have a Pikachu costume?
You're also gonna wear a Pikachu onesie. No. Are you ready? This is the more exciting surprise.
Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I don't forget to send you the picture of Pikachu, which I probably spelled wrong, but it's fine. Okay, and go.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, best surprise ever!
Mary's gonna be our guest. Surprise. Surprise.
Oh, look, I'm so excited. Oh, Penny just jumped on me.
Pickles!
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello!
Hi there!
Welcome back, listeners.
Welcome back.
We have very special guests today.
It's one of our most specialist. Is that a word?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
No.
So we are the sisters who've seen it, but before I get into that, I'm going to introduce you to a third sister who's seen it. It's our sister Mary.
Hello.
This
I am Mary.
This is Mary. She's our younger sister. I feel like we've referenced Mary a couple times, actually.
We reference Mary a lot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really thought the first episode we'd have you on would be our Matilda one, because you are Matilda, and I'm not convinced you don't have psychic powers.
She does. Definitely convinced.
So,
she can't tell people, though. And, when we did our Beetlejuice episode, we talked about all the weird things in our house. It was really just Mary using her Matilda powers.
No, you were possessed. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember being possessed?
Of course
by the
not.
devil? You were. Episode, what was that, 18? Episode 18, everyone. Listen to that one.
We're good with those numbers. Woo!
Yeah. All right, so now all three of us three, are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters plus one sister who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And I'm Mary.
Hey! And Mary, what movie are we doing today? Do you need the actual title? Because it's a weird one. There it is.
Today we are doing Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
This is like Ferngully. There's like a lot of words and punctuation.
This is the original Pokemon movie.
Yeah, really. This is the first one ever.
There were so many movies.
Yeah, I know. Bridget had to ask me which one was the correct one.
Oh, yeah,
and then I incorrectly was like, that's not it. And then I was like, wait, I think that is it. But the title was different for some reason. But.
Yeah, there's a lot. I was trying to see if I could find out how many.
I think they redid the original one recently.
What?
Kind of.
What?
Why?
I'm not
With
sure.
real people?
No, it's still animated.
I would watch that.
Whoa. Okay, this is amazing. They have consistently, every year, made a Pokemon movie since 1998.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
That's so true.
First of all, when they sang that song, I literally was like, wow, I knew the lyrics.
good.
Well, I mean, maybe not now to recall, but like a karaoke song. I could sing along with it.
No, I'm pretty sure I remember we had a speaker in the basement with a CD that had like a bunch of Pokemon songs.
That might have been my CD.
And I just would sing that over and over.
That might have been my CD from this movie, because if this had a CD and not all the songs were in the movie.
No!
But like, I'm pretty sure Aaron Carter, Britney Spears, and Christina
Aguilera!
Possibly in sync, like all had a song on this CD. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah. So your point on, though, the songs not all being in the movie, there was 2 songs in the movie.
I know.
And then at the end, busts out Christina Aguilera in the most extra song ever.
Wait, which one was that? I don't remember that.
Did you listen to the lyrics?
In the credits?
She was like, and you're like, what? It was so melodramatic.
There also used to be, I don't know what you would call it, but first of all, I saw this movie in theaters, number 1. Number 2, when you had it on VHS, because DVDs did not exist back then, it would play this like short clip, and it was called like
Pikachu's
Vacation. Yeah. And it was like Pikachu and all the Pokemon friends going on vacation to an island, and there was a song that was like, and we're going on a vacation. I don't even know. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. And then it didn't play.
I was pretty disappointed it wasn't there.
Yeah. We were like, oh, where's that? Come on.
So, Mary, I know that Katie was always obsessed with Pokemon, but were you? Was it something that you were really, really obsessed with? Because I know the cards came out and were big, but I mean like the movies.
Yeah. I mean, I think I had seen it, but I really didn't remember most of it. But I think Katie really dragged me into all the Pokemon stuff. Probably. And N64 games.
Sounds
and then
correct.
I got DS with those games.
They had Pokemon Go a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best.
The N64 game we had, I think that's how I remembered all the characters. Didn't we have this video game that Pokemon battled each other?
Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
That's what I remember them all. And I remember being so weird about it that I finished it. And it was me in the morning alone playing it. And I was like, this is so sad. I was probably 14 or something.
And you're like, but now I'm a Pokemon master, so it's awesome.
Me and Ash, yeah. But I don't know what, it's the humor and the ridiculousness of it. It has some charm.
Well, I feel like a lot of animes, if they're lighthearted, are like that.
Yeah.
Not the serious.
I feel Mary, you're pretty into anime.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what can you teach us about anime? Because here's what I don't get. Why do they all have the big eyes? What's that about?
It's probably more expressive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just cartoon. I mean, it's anime.
It's just a cartoon bridge.
Oh, well, that's not the point of us having a podcast and talking about random dumb stuff. You gotta keep it going.
I mean, they've had it for a while. I mean, it's gone through different generations, but I think a lot of anime now is still it has a little bit different art styles, but it's still pretty you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
In the United States, this was the highest grossing anime film.
That does not surprise me at all.
There probably wasn't much competition.
Exactly.
Perhaps that. I was in 3rd grade when this movie came out in theaters. I probably saw it with Jimmy. Probably. And I just remember it being such a huge deal with everyone my age. It was a cultural phenomenon.
Wow. Just because you were I can't believe they made a movie!
Yeah,
like that?
It was a big deal. And the show, because there was the cartoon show about it. Because first it was the cards, then it was probably toys, and then it was the show. And the show was what hooked you.
And the games.
And there were games that then came. So the show had been going for a little bit before this movie, and then the movie kind of was in line with where the show was at that point.
Oh.
And then after the movie, well, although the way this movie ends, it kind of ends where it's and it was all a dream. And you're like, wait, what the?
Yeah.
That was a weird ending. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I actually feel for you, because I know you didn't watch the show.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were a little confused about some parts,
well,
because they don't really stop to explain. They just assume everybody knows what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the show enough to remember bits and pieces of it, but it felt the way I felt when I watched it, where it was like, sometimes I'd laugh, but I'd mostly be like tired and bored. I'm sorry. It's just like, I don't know, it hit a point, I'm like, oh, you're gonna say that, and I don't know, it's very predictable, but it's funny. I'll say, like, people don't realize that it's like really funny.
Yeah.
Should we do our synopsis?
Yeah.
Maybe Mary could take the lead if you want.
You don't have to. Don't feel pressure.
I mean, I'll start it off. Maybe you can catch me when I may forget.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yes.
So we start off our story in a lab. You don't really know what's going on. It's dark, mysterious.
There's a lot of bubbles.
So many bubbles.
And also, when Mary and I watched this, it was like some weird streaming channel, and it kept restarting. So I'd be like, oh my god, another bubble scene? What's happening? And it was just the beginning of the movie again. So that was confusing.
Yeah, so there's these like evil scientists, and they're making this like creature, and you don't know what it is, and then like he becomes like sentient. He's like, whoa, what's going on? Who am I? And they explain to him like, you're the most powerful Pokemon. We created you from Mew. Your name's Mewtwo.
Yeah, so original.
Which I was like, poor guy.
You're a 2.
You're a 2.
He was a bit upset to hear that he was just a clone of this old Pokemon Mew. So he got really angry because he's like angry about what his purpose is, and they just created him for power. So
he was just so emo.
Yeah, very.
Okay, we should talk about the emo elements. Continue.
Okay.
So then he explodes the lab, and there's another evil guy.
Giovanni.
Yes, Giovanni.
Like, you probably don't know who he is.
I have no name.
He's in charge of Team Rocket, which is like the evil Pokemon organization. But he's also a gym leader.
Oh,
yes.
And then he's also somehow in charge of like the Elite Four, that's just really a lot of Pokemon mythos. I don't know if we have time for that. That's gonna take a while. And Bridget's asleep.
I'm sorry, what?
Anyway, he's bad.
Yeah. Okay. So he tries to team up with Mewtwo, and he tries to basically use him for his powers, and Mewtwo catches on pretty fast that he doesn't want to be about that. So then he goes off on his own again, and you don't really know what happens to him. You're just like, okay, he left. What's going on? And then we kind of switch to going to Ash Ketchum, and Pikachu and his friends.
Gotta catch them all.
And I think that's the scene with like the song, and they have a battle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you see this mysterious person, or you don't know what it is, watching Ash and them, and he's like, oh, I'm going to invite them. And then they get an invitation to a new island. And they're like, what's this? Only the strongest trainers are gonna go here. Let's go figure out what this is about.
Yeah.
So then they all go to like this harbor where there's a bunch of trainers who also got invited. Oh, also at one point there's Team Rocket introduced.
They're just there.
They're just kind of there.
They're just there because we know them.
They know that the invitation's going on, so they're trying to go as well. So they're at this harbor, and there's this huge storm that Mewtwo created to, like, kind of challenge them and see if they can get to the island. And then there's, you remember the really creepy lady at the harbor?
Lady Bridge. We don't know her name, and she is not part of the Pokemon mythos. So I was peeved, because she's just like, this is this storm, and it's talking about the and I was like, wait, but, like, who are you? Do you work here? Number 1. Number 2, what's your name? Number 3, do you work here, or are you just some lady talking about stuff?
A myth of like flooding.
It was about like Pokemon tears can cure all, and you're like, wait, but this is a storm. I don't get that.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like she was somehow related to Pikachu because she had lightning hair. Did you see her hair? And I was like, why did she have lightning hair?
All of their hair has very like very straight angles.
Edges.
That would be so cool if we had our hair like Pokemon characters.
Be dangerous. Gotta watch.
That'd be awesome.
Those sharp corners.
Team Rocket. I mean, she had this literal like side part that literally got stuck in
her
the
hair's
air.
Awesome.
It was
awesome. Like Deb from Napoleon Dynamite. Like, it was that level. Just, like, the craziest side pony, but without, like, the pony. Yeah.
Mary, you're doing great. This is super detailed.
Thank you. Yeah, they make it to the island. What happens when they get to the island?
Some stupid where they're like, oh my god, it's Nurse Joy. And she's like,
yeah, she was missing.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? It's so stupid. And they just kind of go see the other trainers.
Yeah, and then they find out it's Mewtwo who's actually there, and they're like, a Pokemon can't be a Pokemon master. And he's like, I hate you all, I'm gonna destroy the world. And then they all fight.
It's a lot of fighting.
But then they learn that fighting is wrong.
Fighting is wrong, guys. Teared up at the end, huh?
Also, there was a lot of, like, cloning subplot, and the ethic. They tried with the ethics, I think. They were trying. I don't know if it landed.
Yeah.
If you will. So...
And the existentialism.
Yeah, like, oh my god. Which, I guess, I don't know, translated to him being emo.
Yeah.
You're literally just created, and the first thing you're gonna do is be like, ugh, what was me? Life is hard. Like, you literally just got alive. Just now. Just take a breath and, like, smell a flower.
Katie, if Katie 2 could talk, what would she say?
Katie 2.
Katie 2 would go on longer rants than Katie 1.
Oh god, it's like Randy 2. I'd have to cut the cord there. Wait, so they fight, and then Mara, the ending is very interesting.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So I think the ending, to sum it up, Mewtwo and Mew are fighting because Mew shows up to try and like save Ash and like tell everyone to stop fighting, and then Ash kind of gets caught in the middle and he gets like turned to stone. He gets petrified. And it was very sad. And Pikachu is crying, and all the other Pokemon are crying. They're playing a really sad song. We're crying.
Like those Poketeers. It's like the legend with the Poketeers, and you're like, shut up, lady. You don't have a name tag. Sorry.
And then the tears. Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. They magically save him and he comes back alive.
But they were also like flying tears.
They were.
Yes.
So my tears go down my cheeks and then they fly off my face 50 feet.
And they sparkle.
And they sparkle and find Ash.
Yeah, and by doing that, I guess Mewtwo learned his lesson. And I wrote down his quote because I like the quote. What did he say? He said, "It is what you do with the gift of life that determines what you are or who you are."
What's the right quote?
I don't know.
Oh,
I wrote what you are.
Okay.
I get the point. I think it was sweet.
It's a good quote.
Yeah.
It is sweet, and it's very timely in our world.
Oh, yeah.
It is what you do. The circumstances of one's birth is irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that matters.
Yes,
that is
what
a nice quote. Yeah.
Sweet.
But then he makes everyone forget it because he's like, let's just forget this.
He's like, you know what? We don't need memories of this. So.
Wait, did he do that?
He literally wipes everyone's memories.
He Men in Black them.
Yes. That's exactly what he did. And then they end up at the harbor, and they're like, why the heck are we all at this harbor? And they don't remember, and they don't know what's happening, and then they're like, wow, what a day. And you're like, but you don't remember the day, so we don't know. So nobody learned a lesson.
I thought, like, they knew they were getting sent back in time, and it was like an unspoken, we're here. They don't remember.
No, I think they got their minds erased.
Yeah, they don't even, like, know about Mewtwo now.
Yeah.
Or Mew.
Yeah, Ash did see a Pokemon fly off at the end, but that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, because then he's like, wow, when I first started Pokemon and I saw a legendary Pokemon and now I see another one and maybe it's a sign that blah, blah,
they're like,
blah,
whatever,
blah. And they're like,
Ash.
shut up, Ash, you're 11. By the way, he's probably 11 in this movie. I'm not joking. Timeline,
He's
that
intense.
might be correct.
He's intense.
You start your Pokemon journey when you're
God.
10 years old.
Oh.
Yes. You go into the wild alone with no adults, and you begin your training alone.
Ash almost died in the first episode of the show.
Yes.
Well,
he did.
Yeah.
So he's probably 11 years old. Hasn't gone through puberty yet.
This is why he's a master.
What? No.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not the point. No, that's terrible. You're right. Ethics. Can you describe to me the crew? I know Ash. I heard the name Misty. And who was the dude that always thought every girl was pretty?
His name is Brock.
Brock. B-R-O-C-K Brock.
It's like rock with a B.
Yes.
Oh my
also,
God.
he has all rock Pokemon except for one, which is a fire Pokemon.
Okay.
Because he was the gym leader of the gym that specialized in rock Pokemon.
Oh.
Misty was the water type
and
gym
she
leader.
was the gym leader at the water gym.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, they decided to give up their lavish lifestyle of beating up other children to follow this child around.
Wait, they're not the same age? I thought they were all like 11.
I think Brock is older.
Yeah.
He's probably like, I hope 20s. God help us.
Interesting.
Misty's probably like a teenager.
Why'd she always have that egg with her?
That's her Pokemon. It's Togepi.
Who?
Its name is Togepi. That's his name.
Togepi?
Yes.
Is it just, what is the powers of an egg?
It's probably like normal.
Yeah, he eventually evolves and is not an egg anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like just a little baby Pokemon that she carries around.
Yeah.
Like, and she's a girl, so they gave it to the girl to have.
So boring. All the drawings of the women had like 9 feet high legs. Did you notice that? I was like, why are they so tall off the ground? And
there are no differently shaped bodies.
Yeah, they're all,
has the same body. Their hair was different though.
And the voice, okay, I actually think, I keep trying to figure out like what's the magic, and when you read these articles, it's like, what you described. First was the cards, then was the game. Like, it's like, it's the fact that they went so wide that just made it whatever. But I honestly feel like the voices are incredible, because that's what I remember the most. The Team Rocket, when it was like, hello. I was like, I remember this dude. And what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have not changed in whatever season show they're on.
What a good gig is that? 20 years of work? Poof.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about why it took 9 million years to put the title of the movie up? Why did we get a whole movie before the movie title went?
Oh, that was the cold open. Wait, I made notes because I was like, Mary, it's a cold open. And she's like, I don't care.
Because I kept being nervous I had the wrong movie. And I was like, ugh.
The existential monologue and the bubbles. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and then they went through the whole cloning thing where he got mad and blew up this plant, and then they put the movie title up.
That's what we do. Well, we don't blow stuff up, but...
we do.
Okay, then.
I was reading on the Wikipedia for this movie, and apparently the Japanese version, which is like the original version, they had like more in the opening thing, I think, with like stuff about Giovanni. I don't know, it was weird. They did not include it.
We don't need that. No, too much.
Yeah, apparently they toned down the existentialism in the English version.
Perry, talk to me about this existentialism. I'm digging it. Let's talk about it.
It's just the same word that I kept seeing in Wikipedia, but it was just Mewtwo over and over being like,
well, it's
what
like,
is my purpose?
Yeah, like, what is the point of me being alive?
Especially with all the clones.
Before cloning, we have to figure out, like, a clone's purpose.
Yeah, because otherwise the clones are going to try to commit, like, mass genocide, and I'm afraid.
Hope not.
I'm convinced there's clones out there.
There definitely are.
After Men in Black, I am convinced there's aliens.
Probably.
So why can't there be clones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole, like, what is my purpose? I wanted to be like, okay, I get it. A little heavy. And I definitely wrote an emo quote, sorry, Kate, where I was like...
Why are you sorry to me?
Because I go, so dramatic. Now I know why Katie was so emo.
Rude. I was not that
You
emo.
call yourself emo. You know you had an emo phase. I bet this inspired it. I'm just gonna say.
This was the origin.
But okay.
But I'm not kidding. They definitely were like a little intense. I was like,
no, they
this
were.
is like a third grade movie. Chill out.
It was a third grade movie, 100%. I guess it's just like, because he was psychic, he was also very smart.
Yeah.
Question mark, I suppose. And like, he was just, I'm so above all of you, but you guys made me, so what? I'm supposed to like bow down to you because you created me, but I'm smarter and more powerful. That's also kind of scary, to be honest.
Being more powerful?
Because again, very similar to Jurassic Park, if Pokemon were real, you know, some crazy people, like Elon Musk, would have created a Mewtwo and been like, now you can fly me to space. And then Mewtwo would be like, no, because I'm more powerful. And then he'd blow up Tesla or whatever. So it would be bad.
Yeah, Totally. I could see that Pokemon doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I guess in my mind I was like, okay, but at the end of the movie he was like, life is just a gift, so you should just live it. And I'm like, but you still didn't really, like, know your purpose, right?
Yeah,
like,
we don't know what he's doing.
We don't.
Okay, so is the lesson, like, give up on learning your purpose and just enjoy it? You know?
No, I think the lesson is supposed to be you should be nice and not try to murder entire species because you're annoyed.
It's a good lesson.
Yeah, don't murder people.
Well, him and Mew are like, now we're friends. Let's go fly away.
Which, Mew is super cool.
Mew's so cute.
He's adorable.
Wait, why do all the Pokemon only repeat their name as their way of language?
It's just like a thing that Pokemon do.
It's probably to save money on paying actors.
Ooh.
Probably. But also, I think it's because they're supposed to be, like, representative of animals and pets.
Yeah.
Like, they're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to think of them as people.
Yeah,
which
the only reason Mewtwo talks is because he has a move called telepathy.
Yeah, that's why I think, like, in his case, because, like, he could talk
to
the humans. So he himself was like, I am on your level more than other Pokemon. You guys aren't seeing me like that, but I am. Yeah, Meowth talks too, though.
Yeah.
There was a whole episode in the series about why Meowth talks.
Well, no matter what, he's definitely from Brooklyn or something. I was like, what voice is that?
Totally.
Yeah. He's like, well, guys, it's a little crazy over here. I was like, what?
He just spouted out puns. It was just like all puns the whole time. I was like,
another.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I didn't know Giovanni was the dude's name, but I got the billionaire reference and I was like, dude, be a little more subtle. He's like, hey, let's be partners. Right. And then it's like, you need to harness your power. He's like, okay, I feel great. Thanks for it. He's like, all right, well, now you're my slave. I was like, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. No chill.
And so is Team Rocket under Giovanni to get Ash or to steal all their Pokemon?
Well, okay, so their goal...
I don't get it.
...is to normally, like, in the games and the show, they're always trying to get Pokemon, and sometimes they break the law to do so, or they'll, like...
Or just steal people's Pokemon.
Or they'll like, take over, like, businesses.
Yeah,
and,
or
like,
trying to get, like, the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, so, but in the show, the Team Rocket that we know and love, Jesse and James and Meowth, they're not great at their job. So their whole thing is, like, we keep following this 11-year-old boy named Ash around because he has a Pikachu that's, like, a little different than other Pikachus, and we're gonna catch him.
Oh, they never do.
Pretty much every episode they end up, like, alone on an island or, like, flying away.
Yeah.
Just like in the movie. They're like, now we're on an island. They're like, this is great. I was like, that's a horrible ending. You're literally stuck on an island. This is terrible. You'll never get off.
He was like, we should get a catamaran boat. And I was like, what? But, yeah.
Was that a Meowth pun?
Yeah.
Oh. That's so funny.
But I feel like I get why everyone loves Pikachu, because it's like, you know, the love of a dog.
So cute.
Yeah.
He's cute. He's super cute, and I get it. I totally get the obsession. But the random dude is like, hey,
oh my god,
Ash, let's battle. I was like, what? Why? We just got invited to, like, a party. We gotta go. What? And Ash is like, let's do it.
He's like, I've been looking for you. I'm like, why are you looking for, again, 11-year-old boy? You're looking for a little child boy, and you don't even care that there's 2 former gym leaders you could battle. No. You want the little boy. Got it. Cool.
It's sounding really creepy the more you describe an 11-year-old.
It's kind of how the games are, though. It's like you're just a kid and you beat up adults.
It's insane. Yeah. And you have to solve all the problems. So.
Yeah.
But think about it. The younger generation's really kind of killing it, right? So.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But, like, is that because of Pokemon?
Pokemon is a good motivation.
Well, maybe you've been training. You didn't realize.
Pokemon! Oh! Gotta fight the patriarchy!
Your vote matters, it does too.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like they just needed something for that theme song to play over.
Well,
and so they were like, the best thing would be a Poke battle with Ash because everybody knows his Pokemon and he's like the main character. So let's just have some random person come in to do it. So I think that was why.
If I was gonna compose this, I don't know if that's the right term for this, why wouldn't you do the famous song in the beginning of the movie when the title comes around, because when that song comes on, you're first like laughing because it's so blunt and random, but then you find yourself singing. Then you're like, gotta catch 'em up.
I was like fist bumping, and then Bear got like really nervous. He didn't know what was happening, and I was like, no, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in the show, it's usually, they don't have like a cold open. Usually in the TV show, it would just be the title. And like the title is exciting and it gets you pumped up, obviously. But I guess, I don't know. Maybe they were trying to like be a movie and like do it different.
I don't know. But, okay. First thing that comes to mind, favorite Pokemon, go.
Vulpix.
Growlithe.
Squirtle.
Aw, Growlithe's cute.
Squirtle.
Squirrel's cute.
Wait, what's Growlithe?
Growlithe is like, it's a little fire dog Pokemon. It usually is with like the police officers in the show.
He's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, yours is the fox one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brock has a Vulpix.
Wow.
That's his only non-rock. Brock's non-rock Pokemon. Is that.
Okay, does Brock okay. Why is he always saying women are beautiful? Like, what is going on?
Well,
what's that about?
He's a little bit of a horn dog. I mean,
he doesn't stop.
His main thing is like women and food. So he's always the one who would be like cooking or like doing food stuff. But I also think that's because he's the only legal adult in that trio.
He's like, don't touch the fire.
he's like, I went through home ec because I finished high school. No one else did. Yep, he just hits on all the women.
But does he ever have like a love or?
No.
I don't think he ever has a serious one.
No, they travel too much. They're on the move. They're trying to be.
It's always the Nurse Joys and the.
Well, okay, and that's another thing that doesn't get explained in the movie is Nurse Joy. She was the one with the pink hair, and then Officer Jenny, who was the police officer with the blue hair. There is one of those separate ones in every single town that exists in this universe because they're all identical siblings. So there's like 20 identical siblings, and they all decided to stay in the same career paths and dress the same.
By the way, all of us sisters are totally identical, so I look just like my 19-year-old sister.
And you have the same job, but in a different town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. So wait, you learned that during one of the TV episodes? That's so random.
Because I think they go to like one town and then you meet them. You're like, okay, great. And then they go to the next one. And they're like, wait, did we meet you already? And they're like, that must have been my sister. And then Brock's like,
oh, God. But like,
it's so funny.
Yeah, I just thought that. And then Misty, what's her deal? She's kind of like nice and holding an egg. I mean, what does she do? Did you spit out your wine?
It's a Pokemon, you sicko. It's not an egg. You make it sound like it's home ec class. I know she's 14, but like, it's a Pokemon.
Oh my God, but the Pokemon looks like an egg, so don't tell me I'm not crazy.
It does, but it's a Pokemon.
But I don't know the name. What's the name of it?
Togepi.
Oh, I'm never remembering that.
Okay.
Togepi. We'll call him Eggy.
No, she's just...
Oh my God.
In the series, she started following Ash because she meets him like...
In the first episode?
Yeah, like really
I think
early
he needed her bike.
He stole her bike to get Pikachu to a Poke Hospital because he was like gonna die.
Oh no!
So then Misty caught up with him and was like, you owe me a bike, so I'm gonna follow you.
Something like that.
And that was like the start of it, and then I don't know what her excuse was for like the rest of the series.
But she seems like nice and normal, or no?
Yeah, she is. She's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes she gets the stereotypical, like, I'm gonna be the naggy one.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the stereotype, because in the later seasons, they have, like, different friends of Ash. Usually Brock is always there, but, like, the female is always kind of, like, that same kind of trope.
That's annoying. Like, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, or she's like, you just said you were hungry, but now you want a Poke battle? And you're like,
yeah.
Okay.
She's like his 11-year-old naggy wife.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh my god. Okay, so let me jump to the Rocket team. Why are they like grown adults and what is that about?
Because it's their job. They're like, actual adults with jobs.
But like, I don't understand. Are we in the United States? Are we in Japan? Like, where are we?
It's its own universe.
But like,
I don't know the continent. It's probably a made-up continent.
They sounded like they were from like Connecticut.
Kanto region is the original.
And then they add regions on for each new generation.
It's a lot, Bridget. I can't get started on it because it's going to be the whole episode. Like, there's no way.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think the voices were so fun, but I was like, why do you all have different accents? Like, are you supposed to be from different places? Are you all in the same place? Because that's what made no sense to me.
I don't think there's, like,
I think it's
accents
just to, like,
per region. It's just to differentiate, probably.
Yeah, just to make them more stand out as, like, unique characters.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And I read that Mewtwo, they were like, you should really watch the movie with surround sound because his voice was meant to be surround sound. And the actor, this is kind of interesting, he thought his performance was terrible, so he like lied about his name on who plays Mewtwo. It's like, that's not his real name. He like picked his middle name and street. Yeah.
That's so odd.
I thought his voice was fine. Why did he think that?
I don't know, but he didn't like it. I don't know.
Oh.
Dang.
Yeah. But, okay, you guys talked about ethics with cloning. Tell me about when they were trying to address it, because I just felt like Team Rocket was like, machine. Oops, I sat a button.
They were in that room for so long.
Yeah, I was like, what are you guys doing? Is anybody hungry? Like, do you need to sleep? What's happening?
No, they were definitely there for fan service.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have Team Rocket in the movie, those 9-year-olds like me would have flipped the table or something. So they were like, we'll just put them in a room with the clones. That'll suffice. It's fine.
You just throw popcorn in the theater. You're like, I hate this movie.
This sucks. Yeah. So in the Pokemon universe, Pokemon are just naturally occurring things.
Yeah, they're not unique. Like, there's more than one of the same kind of Pokemon.
Right. So, like, they breed and then they make more of their type, and that's how you get them. So they're not made by cloning or in a science experiment. They just naturally occurred.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it was like with him, he was the first Pokemon to be cloned, and ironically, he was the smartest and most powerful. Like, guys, what are you thinking? Like, start with something small. Start with a Caterpie. That's literally a caterpillar. It's not gonna like blow up the laboratory. I don't understand.
Or a Togepi.
Togepi.
What's the thing called? A Togepi. I was close.
Yeah, and then obviously because he was smart, his whole thing was like...
He wanted to make, like, the best.
Right, he was like, well, I can make it better than you stupid humans.
Right.
And also, I will not bow down to you.
Yeah, and these Pokemon are gonna be free. They're not owned by humans.
Yeah, because that was the thing, too. He was seeing the Pokemon relationship as, like
slaves.
You're a slave. Whereas some of the Pokemon were like, no, they're my friend. Like, Pikachu's like, Ash is my friend. And he's like, friend? What are you talking about, you loser? Yeah.
Well, I mean, they gotta, like, go back into that small ball, so what's that about?
But Pikachu didn't. Pikachu was allowed to stay out.
Pikachu
what's
like
that
to
about?
Be in his Pokeball.
Because he doesn't like to be in there, so Ash is nice. He's like, you want to be in there, I love you.
Yeah.
Aww. Okay, got it. Here's the thing with these cartoon movies is like there's not a lot to it, but one thing that I believe is a Bob scene.
Oh God, please tell.
Is when the clones and the non-clone Pokemon are fighting. And everyone's like, this is too much, it's insane. And then it just pans to Ash on top of one of like the the machines, and a song just starts playing, and that's really like melodramatic, and it's like and you're like, what?
That song was on the soundtrack, everyone. Don't worry.
I felt like they had a manufacturer like, this is a sad moment, we're gonna put music to it.
They definitely did.
This is not a Disney movie, right? So like Disney, you're singing throughout the whole thing. There's like every 20 minutes there's something fun. It was 2 songs the whole movie. I was like, what?
It was. Well, and also, like, again, one could argue that in Pokemon, you are, even if you like your Pokemon, you love them, you are also making them physically attack and get hurt in a battle, like on the reg. So I feel like they needed to be like, guys, even though we make everyone use their pets to like beat each other up and then get injured, this time it's sad.
Wait, this is messed up because it's like dog fighting is wrong. And like Pokemon's entire storyline is that.
But also in the Poke universe, they have like Poke centers where they get healed in like a second. So like it's
and they actually like tackle that
I think it's a little
issue.
Yeah, I think it's a little like they have like different powers. They're not like
and they like talk about it later in like other movies.
Interesting.
Games.
Okay, so you support the fighting.
I think it's kind of a morally gray area.
Ooh, interesting.
I support being the very best.
Ooh.
No one ever was.
Gotta catch 'em all. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No. Can we talk about one of the funniest Pokemon?
Which one was that?
Psyduck. Did I get it right? Is that the name?
Absolutely, you did.
Oh my god.
Them slapping each other in the face. I was like, this should be a meme. Why doesn't anyone send this around the internet being a meme?
It probably is.
Oh my god.
That actually reminds me, because recently I rewatched Detective Pikachu. I don't know if you've seen that, Bridget, but it's really good.
She definitely has it. Bridge, we could do that because, well, it's not like nostalgic, but it's a Pokemon movie, but it was with real people and they did like CGI Pokemon and it came out
pretty well.
Like last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think a year and a half.
Oh,
maybe.
wow.
Mary and I saw it in theaters. It was really good. Mewtwo's in it too.
Yes, yeah, it's like Mewtwo and then like Pikachu's in there and then like the main guy's friend has a Psyduck.
Yes.
And that's what reminded me.
Psyduck's pretty dangerous.
Oh my god. Yeah, Psyduck slapping each other. I laughed out loud. I hysterically laughed out loud.
Slapping each other.
And that was sad.
That was sad.
Yeah. They were also sad. Yeah. I felt like the Bob scene, and I don't know if it was a full scene. It might have just been a moment, but I'm looking at my notes now. So Mewtwo monologues about like, I hate all of you, and I'm gonna literally murder all of you and your species and all of your Pokemon because they're slaves and they are lame for allowing themselves to be slaves. Anyway, there's other trainers that are like at this place aside from Ash and Brock and Misty, and they have nicknames for their Pokemon. And so some of the nicknames I wrote down one was called Vroovru.
I don't know what that. See, I don't get it.
Vroovru?
Yeah, they don't explain it.
I don't know. The type of Pokemon was a Venusaur, and the lady called it Vroovru.
Maybe she's like me, and she's like, I don't remember its name. Boo boo. You know?
she called all her Pokemon an egg.
She's like, hey, you, get on out of here, you.
Go do your thing. And then the other one was a Blastoise, which is the evolved form of Squirtle Bridge.
With the things on the back.
The guy nicknamed his Blastoise Shell Shocker.
Shell Shocker.
It's like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
So that I thought was really funny because I laughed at that. And I don't think I was supposed to laugh at that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Did you have a Bob scene?
It's just like a funny scene.
Well, we call the Bob scene, it's very out of place.
Yeah,
and,
it doesn't fit in.
Probably shouldn't be in there, but it's
Bob's
in
fault.
there because some person in the background named Bob insisted that it should be in there and that it made sense, but it doesn't.
It definitely was Bob's fault.
I know. Definitely when the storm was going on and like they were like, how are we gonna get to the island? And then Team Rocket pulls up in a boat and they're all dressed as Vikings and they're like, oh, hop in the boat, we'll take you there.
Get in the boat. So you're like, what? And they get in. No questions.
And they were like, we're Team Rocket. And then they were like, ah! And then they all like went overboard.
Yes.
Wait, do you remember the joke Ash made about that?
Didn't he make a pun?
He made a pun about the Vikings. They were like, someone was like, I didn't know Vikings still existed. And then Ash goes, they do in Minnesota. Because like the Minnesota Vikings is a football team, but also there's no football in the Poke universe. So like, what are we doing?
I hope a bunch of Japanese people made that joke up.
Probably just in the English version, they needed to put something there.
Oh my god.
Too much.
I learned a lot. So I had, for work, I would work with a Japanese company, and I got to go to Japan, which was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
And the TV commercials are so insane. It's like, hi, buy this cabinet. It's very silly. And so I was like kind of friends with one of the guys at the company, and I was like, okay, I'm not trying to be rude. Can you explain your humor to me? And he's like, what's funny about it is it's like so over the top. You guys don't realize we're like in on the joke.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like this movie had a little bit of that, and that kind of cracked me up.
They knew it was like cheesy and like a little ridiculous at some parts.
Yeah.
I felt like that with Team Rocket, because it was just, it was like everything they said was just a pun. Nothing was important to the plot, like, at all.
But you know what's kind of cute about them is like they liked each other. It's like where most of those like criminals are always like, hey, you stupid, oh, you, no, it's like they're actually buddies, which is kind of like funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they do like each other.
That's what's so lovable about them.
Totally. And that hair. Their hair was incredible.
I love how there was one scene where Mewtwo is like, I don't even know if he announces it, but he basically sends out all these Pokeballs to steal the trainer's Pokemon. Oh, yeah. So stressful.
That was a lot of Pokeballs.
Yeah, and they were like sentient. I'm not sure.
They even captured when Ash returned his Pokemon into his Pokeballs.
Yeah, they still, because Mary yells out, she goes, they're so stupid, just put your Pokemon in the Pokeballs. And then literally the next scene was like the Pokeball of Mewtwo sucked up the actual Pokeball
so that didn't
with
work.
the Pokemon.
That is the non-Bob scene. Somebody's in the back like, what if you put it in a Pokeball? And they took the Pokeball, and they're like, what?
But like, it was dramatic.
Yeah,
it was like
Pikachu
was running up this ramp, really trying to get away, and so it kept shocking the Pokeballs to like make them disappear. But then it got too tired because it's just little mouse Pokemon, and like it can't do that all day. And so then it falls, and then it gets captured. But Ash chases it, and then he goes, and it brings him to the room where all the clones were. And you know, the whole time Team Rocket's just hanging out in this clone room, like not doing anything. So they're in there, and he gets out, and he sees them, and he goes, "I don't have time for your dumb motto today," and he runs past them, and like he's going after Pikachu. Because every time you see Team Rocket in the TV show, they would do their little like song.
What is that?
Let's do it. Ready? You go in front.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God! I gotta dance too.
Prepare for trouble
and make it double
to protect the world from devastation.
To unite all people within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
I don't remember that. To extend their reach from the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
Team Rocket blast off at the speed of light.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Meow. That's right. And that's the thing.
Every time you see them, they do that.
Yeah, every single time. So Ash literally sees him and he goes, I don't have time for your dumb motto today. And he keeps running past them.
That was amazing. You guys.
Thank you.
That was incredible.
I forgot some of the lines.
We're here all week, so.
Wow. That was.
Yeah,
wow. Okay, so then they're fighting, and then everyone's like, fighting's wrong, but like they still continue to fight Pokemon. Is that because they erased their memories?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or did we just ignore that part?
No, I mean, it could be, but honestly, I think what the movie was trying to do is it was trying to say there's no point in doing fighting with no like purpose.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're doing a Poke battle, it's so that there's like a winner, and it's not supposed to be like,
and it's like to train and get stronger,
and it's not supposed to be like somebody dies at the end. So I think they were trying to do it that way, but I don't think it came off that way.
Yeah, because like in Pokemon, when they battle, whenever the battle ends, it's because a Pokemon faints. It's not,
right. They don't die. They just like fall asleep, and then you bring them to a Poke Center, and then they're all good. Yeah. And life is great.
Because one of the quotes, it was like, it's not right to have Pokemon fight this way. Fighting's wrong. Even the best of friends will fight sometimes. And then it goes into this whole thing of like, maybe if we start to look at what's the same instead of what's different. Who knows? And I was like, what's happening?
I feel like they were trying to throw a lot of lessons in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very outdated message to be like, ignore your differences. Look at what's the same. And you're like, why can't we just celebrate our differences?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, because Meowth was like, we're from the same earth and with the same sky.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Also, Ash, when they were doing that fighting scene, like you pointed out, your Bob scene, where he's like up on this like thing, and I don't even know why we're looking at him. He, the whole time, is then trying to climb down and like find them.
Yeah, he's trying to get to Pikachu.
He's trying to find them and like get to Pikachu, because he doesn't care about his other Pokemon. He really cares about Pikachu. Awkward. And then there's like an explosion of smoke, and Mewtwo says something about like, I'm gonna destroy you all, blah blah blah.
The most
and
powerful.
Then it's all foggy, and Ash goes, you can't do this, I won't let you. And then he literally sprints and he tries to punch Mewtwo in the face.
Yeah, he literally punches him.
And Mewtwo's like, no, I'm psychic, what's wrong with you? Oh my god, stupid Ash, so dumb.
Yeah, but he has heart.
Sure.
So also, like, when Ash dies, why did all the Pokemon that didn't know Ash cry too?
I think because they were sad that Pikachu was so sad.
Oh,
you were sad.
I was sad too, but I didn't know why the other Pokemon were all sad.
No, I think another thing that, again, isn't explained super well in the movie, but like, if you watched the show, you knew this. Pikachu would do the electrocution thing to Ash as like, I almost want to say like being affectionate sometimes. Yeah. It was like their thing.
Yeah.
Like where he would electrocute Ash, like, and it would be like, haha, it's funny. Like, it wasn't to be mean. So like, the whole time he's trying to electrocute Ash because that's like their thing, and he's hoping he's okay, and then he's not okay, and Pikachu gets so sad.
Yeah, when that scene was happening, Bear was next to you, and you were like, Bear, if I was stoned, would your tears like bring me back to life?
Actually, Bear would just lick me, and then I'd come back and be like, here I am.
You'd be like, oh, stop it, stop.
Too many kissies.
I looked at it like, oh, cool. It's like, you know, the pads that are like, you know, clear. You know, you know those. What are those things?
I mean, it could be
pads.
It was,
you know,
the AED.
It could be,
yes.
But it was also just a thing that they would do.
Oh, interesting.
I know. So I felt like that like made it sadder if you knew that.
Well, folks, if you're like me, you're learning a lot about Pokemon tonight.
So much important knowledge for you to have.
Absolutely.
You'll never know, and it'll come up in trivia. I don't know. Somewhere. Who knows?
Totally.
Yeah.
So, Mare, would you tell someone to watch this movie?
I think if they know, like, about Pokemon and they have never seen it, they should definitely see it. But someone who is probably seeing Pokemon for the first time, maybe it's not the best.
Got it.
Yeah, because I feel like it would be confusing. If you're not already, like, into it, you're going to be like, what am I doing?
There's definitely a lot of
like
things that
Bridget.
are not explained.
100%. Don't call it an egg. Don't call it an egg. They get
it's
mad.
Not an egg, everyone.
Because there are Pokemon eggs, and that's not a Pokemon egg.
Yes.
I think, Mary, that's the perfect description. If you don't know anything about it, skip it. If you love Pokemon, it's a nice little nostalgic memory. Wait, so because we have the amazing Mary on, we're not doing a dad quote because he definitely doesn't know anything about this movie.
Oh my god. Well, actually, so Mary and I, we watched this in the living room, which is like high traffic area, and the part where all the Pokemon were crying.
Oh yeah.
They're all crying. And Dad like walks by to go out to the front porch, and he pauses and he looks and he goes, "Don't cry, you got 40 more years." And then Mary started laughing hysterically, and I don't know what he was talking about. And then he goes outside, and I turned to Mary. I was like, what is he talking about? She goes, I think because he was referencing how, like, the franchise is still going. So, like, he was telling them not to cry. It was like, oh my god.
Dad definitely has a Pikachu somewhere we don't know about that hangs out.
A secret Pikachu!
It hangs out on the front porch with him, 100%.
Well, he's sitting with my ghastly pumpkin outside, so.
Oh my god. That's definitely, it's real.
There you go.
Who would Dad's Pokemon, who would be his, like, right-hand man Pokemon?
Oh my god, I feel like it would be Meowth, because Dad secretly loves cats, even though he he doesn't want to admit he loves cats. And also the Meowth could talk in a Brooklyn accent to him. So...
And they both would make stupid jokes.
They would just make puns back and forth to each other all night.
Oh my god, it really would be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Oh my god. Wow. You guys came up with that fast. Mary, I love having you on. We gotta have you on when you're like, I don't know, like we had Dad pick a movie that he was like really, really obsessed with, and I feel like we could do that with you one time too.
Oh yeah, do you have a movie like that that's like nostalgic?
I will definitely think about it. I have a couple in my mind.
But like, would we know it, or is it like, oh, we don't know it?
I feel like one movie when I was a kid, but it was like a weird one, was The Brave Little Toaster.
I love that.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That movie,
that's kind of sad too.
I have always felt this way, and I will continue to feel this way. I feel like that should have been a Broadway musical.
Oh, yes.
That would be such a fun one.
Oh,
funny costumes.
That would be
there'd
so
be good costumes
awesome.
and like there's songs all throughout.
I feel like every time I'm like with my friends, we talk about like childhood movies, I'll bring that up. Nobody knows what it is.
Rude.
It's like from before I was born.
Oh, it is an old one.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary's always like, my stupid older siblings ruined everything.
No, I love it.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of movies, Bridge,
Whee!
I don't know if you realize this because again, we record these ahead of time, but our next episode will take place in the month of December. Mary, play the Jingle Bells.
Like the song?
No, I just meant to jingle the noise. Do it. Okay. So, as Mary Jingle Bells in the background, I have a movie pick for you. Okay, you don't have to keep doing that. I'm so sorry.
I loved it. Good job, Mary. Yes.
Thank you.
We are beginning the month of December, which means we will be getting into some holiday spirited movies, and it's my turn to pick for you. Are you ready?
I don't think I am.
I don't think you are.
Go for it.
Actually, I should rephrase. I don't think I'm ready.
Okay.
But I will.
Oh, Bridge. This is a good one.
I will keep my comments to myself because I don't want to color anyone. I think we've actually talked about this movie before because it's a very popular one. So this is a holiday movie. It's considered a comedy, drama, romance. Wow, that's a lot of genres, if you will. It is an ensemble cast. There is no main character. There are multiple characters. They all intertwine. Came out in 2003.
Oh, I don't know what it is. Okay.
So we are gonna watch Love Actually.
Oh, I was close. I was thinking of the other one. The Holiday.
I love The Holiday, and perhaps that will come up later in the month. But nope, we're gonna do Love Actually now.
Oh, first of all, this is a fantastic movie to watch because there's a lot of things ridiculous about this movie.
I feel like we've talked about this before, but I can't think of the episode. I am not a fan of this movie.
Oh,
I don't like it, but I also felt that way about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then we watched it and I was like, felt better about it. So maybe I'll flip. Who knows?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
This was so fun. Mary, what'd you think?
I enjoyed geeking out about Pokemon.
What?
Because, like, the first generation wasn't really, like, my era of Pokemon. Mine was kind of after that, so...
Ooh.
I mean, I knew about a lot of stuff, but it was nice to kind of, like, get involved in that.
You weren't even born when this movie came out.
No.
She wasn't born. She
Yeah.
did not exist.
Wow, Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em up.
My heart's so true. Is that the...
Yeah.
Our courage will pull us through. Pokemon. Oh, my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon.
So gotta catch 'em all. And then what's the next thing?
It's you and me.
I know
it's my destiny.
No, stop. Go back to the beginning.
Sorry.
What is the second line in the beginning?
The very best that no one ever was.
Oh God, never mind. This is so painful. I was trying to make a pun with you two with the line, and I forgot the line to say you two are my blah, and the line.
I can't change the lyrics right now because it's so ingrained in my brain, so I'm so sorry. There will be no no puns.
Been brainwashed. I guarantee 50 years later it'd be like, kids have been brainwashed with Pokemon.
Probably.
Oh my god. But yes, you guys are my best friends in a world that never ends, and let's not keep singing the song.
In a world we must defend.
Oh, okay, whatever.
We must defend from bad movies that end with the main characters forgetting the lessons. Yes. We must defend the world from them.
Or Men in Black erasing their minds of the lessons. God.
We did it.
We did it. Oh, Mare, thanks for doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And listeners, if you like me or Bridget or Mary or Pokemon or podcasts, leave us a review because we gotta get them all. Ooh. Positive reviews. Ooh. Give us 5 stars or else Pokemon. Yep. So,
oh my god.
That's our plug.
Well, thanks, listeners. This was amazing.
Yes.
And Mary. Big thanks to Mary.
Thank you to Mary, our sister. She'll be back in future episodes. We'll get her on maybe a future Brave Little Toaster episode.
I can't wait.
I'm sure there's people who are like, oh my god, that movie's the best. Because it is good. It's memorable.
Yeah.
So.
I love you.
I love you.
Love you.
Listeners, we'll see y'all next week for Love Actually.
All I want for Christmas is you.
And you. Ooh, oh, yeah. Baby. We're going to be talking about that. Yeah.
Pikachu hood flew off. I'm thrilled. Let's do it.
Pokey bye.
Pokey bye.
Pokey
bye. Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, among other podcasting websites. Or listen on our website at sisterswhoseenit.buzzsprout.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at Sisters Who Seen and on Instagram at Sisters Who Seen It, all spaced with underscores. See you next week.